Yes, you heard that right. Brentford needs to lose to Liverpool to qualify for the Champions League. So I'll tell you exactly why this scenario is like this. So just imagine this situation. Liverpool are playing Brentford on the last match day, on the 38th game week. And most likely Brentford will be in the 6th position and Liverpool is going to be either 4th or 5th, competing with Aston Villa for the 4th place. So first let's understand how many spots does England have for the Champions League. So the top 4 qualify directly for the Champions League, and because England has a good UEFA coefficient in the last 5 years, for whatever cycle that they calculate the coefficient, England has one of the best coefficients. So England has an additional spot this year. The 5th spot is also qualifying for the Champions League. Okay, that's out of the way. Then now let's understand how else the teams can qualify for the Champions League. One pathway is by winning the Champions League, so the defending champions get a automatic berth into the next season's competition, and also winning the Europa League, and this is where Aston Villa and Brentford come in. So if Aston Villa wins the Europa League, then they qualify automatically for the Champions League. And now if Aston Villa finishes 5th, then this Champions League spot, which was going to go to Aston Villa, will now go to the 6th position team, that is most likely going to be Brentford or maybe even Chelsea. So Brentford is now going to qualify for the Champions League as the 6th team from England, as Aston Villa would have won the Europa League and then they would have qualified from that route. Okay, now you will ask me, why not Aston Villa being 4th, and why does Brentford needs to lose? So the thing is, the first 4 Champions League spots which are fixed for England are not going to trickle down even if Aston Villa wins the Champions League and if Aston Villa finish in the top 4. So let's say if Aston Villa finishes 4th, then even though they won the Europa League, England is not going to get an additional spot. It's only going to be the top 4 and the 5th place team, which will most likely be Liverpool if Aston Villa finishes 4th. So what Brentford needs to do is Brentford needs to ensure that Liverpool finishes above Aston Villa and Aston Villa finishes in that 5th position. So this is very important for Brentford to happen, and if we end up in a scenario where Liverpool and Aston Villa go level on points in the final day and Brentford are sitting in the 6th position, 3 or more points ahead of the 7th position team, then it is most likely in Brentford's favor that they lose to Liverpool. This is a very weird scenario, but this is what it has come down to. It's going to be a very emotional game as well at Anfield for other reasons, like for Mo Salah and for Andy Robertson. They are going to play their final game, and also it's going to be a homecoming for Kevin Kelleher and Liverpool's one of the greatest Liverpool captains, Jordan Henderson. So it will be really interesting to see how both the teams approach this game and what are the permutations and combinations which are going to take part in the play for qualifications in the Champions League.